All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the pre-market prep. Hope everyone's having an amazing morning. I hope you had an amazing weekend. Good morning, Norm. How are you doing today?
Hey, good morning, buddy. I'm doing great. Hope you are as well. Hope you had a good weekend. You had a little hiking expedition you went on, huh?
Oh, yes, I did, man. It was a lot of fun. We left Friday night, 24 miles, 7,000 feet of climb, and I ain't beat up today. My body's definitely feeling it.
I bet.
But what an experience. So it was a whole lot of fun, completely disconnected. It's just amazing. So all right, so we're back at it, guys. Let's see what we have for this week. A lot of stuff going on in our gappers down list, but I'm sure we'll dig into that, see what's going on there. But first, let's get into what's going on with the SPY over the last couple of days, Norm. I mean, this thing has been pretty interesting to say the least. You called it last week when you said it will be interesting to see what happens when we lose this 50-day moving average, or if we're going to hold this.
Yeah.
Obviously, we have lost that, so walk us through some of the stuff that's happening now.
Well, we've got a few things going on. First and foremost, we've now got in this extremely heated. I'm not going to get into politics, but gotta touch on what's going on there. Extremely heated political race that we have going on in the U.S. right now. Now we have Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg passed away on Friday night, setting up what's going to be even crazier time ahead as we get closer to the election and the president nominating a new potential Supreme Court justice. And we saw what happened with Kavanaugh. This will just be nastier. And then over in the UK, their COVID cases are spiking, so there's talk of shutdown over there. There's some potential money laundering issues at banks in Asia and some other stuff going on, so that's hitting banks. Just all around. I mean, it's just market's been down for 3 weeks, and it's like it's getting kicked when it's down now. So
Yeah.
that's where it sits. Big gap down on the SPY today, 1.7% down. The VIX is spiking to nearly 30. No, I'm not doing the shaving thing again. I don't care what happens. And every sector I'm seeing is down or possibly flat in a couple of them. So it's all around nasty day after we've lost that 50. So we'll see how bad this gets.
Yeah, it definitely has been pretty nasty there, guys. So let's get right to it, guys. Let's see what's actually up. We got a little bit of a green this morning on Oracle and INO. So let's start with those and see what is going on there and what is causing those one to be up this morning. So Oracle is starting off that one leading the way. This one is excuse me, hold on. Let me just link my trade ideas over to this. It makes life so much easier. Okay, here we go. Once we do that, now we can click here and it should populate. Perfect. All right, so here is Oracle, guys. So they are up nicely here, 3.5 this morning. And looks like they were even a lot higher earlier on, giving some back so far today. What's the news on this, Norm? They seem to be having some a nice pump
TikTok,
here. Right?
TikTok deal. The president said that he was going to essentially shut down TikTok, then gave them a short period of time to find a U.S. based owner, which a couple of companies were in the running for that. Then last week it came down to an Oracle Walmart pair, but it was kind of questionable whether they would get the blessing of the government because they didn't technically take over the company in full like it originally been discussed. So over the weekend, the president said that he gives this deal his blessing, and that's popping them this morning. But as you said, they're selling off on after the original pop. They're coming down a good amount from the high.
Yeah, definitely have high of 65 now, sitting at 61.38. So we'll add this on here. I think, again, Oracle doesn't usually trade very well, but with this news, we've seen some good action out of it. I believe a couple of days ago, we saw some pretty decent intraday trading on it. So we'll see what happens today on that one. Next, we have INO, the only other one that's gapping up today. This one also showing some strength here, up 4.1 with some good volume starting to get going as we speak. The last couple of days, you can see here the strength has been building up, consolidating here, possible breakout. Any new news on this one besides what we already know?
Man, I have not. I've looked around for something on INO. I mean, this just came out in the last. It just started really popping in the last few minutes. So I don't know if it's out there and I just haven't seen it. But I've checked several places and I've seen nothing on it yet.
Okay. All right. We'll keep INO on here, guys. Again, they've been pretty strong the last couple of days. So looking forward to see how that's going. If that's going to be able to continue right now, look much like it will. Now, we have Tesla coming up here,
Yeah.
up 2.1, just popped up, looking good on the daily. Again, we know Tesla has just been a good stock to trade. So we'll put that on here for now. Tesla up 2.1, 2.3 million shares traded. I'm not aware of any specific news, Norm. I'm not sure if you are
Couple
on
of
this one.
things here. I mean, they've got Battery Day coming up, which is a pretty decent catalyst for them. Some people might be trading ahead of that. Nikola, which we'll get into here in a couple of minutes when we
Hmm.
start on the down gappers. They're having some issues, so maybe that less competition helps Tesla. Not as if a drawing of a truck was competition, but I guess potential competition. So
Hmm. Mhm. We'll keep it on here, guys. Good pre-market action right now, and getting better as volume starting to populate here after 7 a.m. So we'll keep that on there, guys. Our gapping down list is huge this morning. Obviously, with the SPY down, it's going to drag a lot of stocks with it as well. So let's focus on the first top five only, and then we'll look into the airlines, the cruise lines, the travel sector, some of our favorite stocks like Apple, VX, not VX, Facebook, Nvidia. See what those are doing. But again, we're not going to go through this entire list because there's going to be a lot of repetition here with the market down. So NKLA taking a very, very big hit here. This one is down 27.6. Again, it's a massive drop here on for these guys. And Norm, something
they were
new
already
on.
down. They were already down huge from their recent high on the daily to begin with. But yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. So um, their founder and I guess executive chairman was his title. Stepping down. We've talked about allegations of fraud. They came back and tried to defend themselves over it, and over the weekend, it was announced he's stepping down voluntarily from the company.
Mhm.
So that's generally not a good thing. Say if everything is on the up and up, and they did no wrong, for him to step down for no reason seems strange. So they're getting hammered on this.
Yeah, yeah. We're just chatting here. It sucks that we don't have no shorts for this on Interactive Brokers. As you can see, there's no S here. But again, dropping down big. I'm still gonna keep it on here, guys, because sometimes you get some short momentum and scalp opportunities towards the upside if we get pretty extended towards the bottom here. But
Sure.
again, taking a big hit, we'll keep it on there. The next is Kodak. I'm gonna go through this one very quick because you guys know how I feel about this stock. I just don't watch it. Very difficult to trade. From to me, it's a very risky stock, so I'm going to stay away from it. But if you do like this one, you do have shares for sure. 1.7 million shares traded is down 13%. I'm going to put it here for you, but there's going to be so many other great stocks today. I think this one could take a backseat today. So, if you do like trading that, Plug is another one that's also very horrible, horrible daily. So I'm gonna skip on that one. I'm not even going to even include it in a top five here. Let's go down to NCLH. This one looking decent, guys. Okay, volume 476, down 6.6. As you see, the travel sector is very active this morning. So I'm going to skip down to
Yeah.
CCL as well. CCL, a little more volume as usual, also down 5.2. Norm, I'm sure this is being affected by just the overall that news about numbers
Yeah.
being up, right?
Yeah, the UK has freaked everybody out talking about
Hmm.
potential shutdowns again, and that's hitting the whole travel sector really.
Yeah. So that let's talk about the travel sector here. We got NCLH. It looking good. I'm sorry, NC. Let me type that correctly. Here we go. NCLH. So that's there. So that's looking good right now. A little less volume. CCL looks great. But let's look at the rest of the travel stuff here. You have United also down 4.2 with some good volume. I'm going to put United on here because I personally like to trade that one. We have American Airlines as well, has some great volume. We'll throw that on here as well. We'll fine tune it later. That looks good. What else we have here as far as airlines save? Again, all of them looking pretty good, but these two are the ones that we really watch. Me personally, United trades a little bit cleaner for me, but American Airlines always has great volume. So we'll keep that on there. So that kind of does it for the travel part. Let's look at the tech side. Let's see what we have here in tech. Before that, let's look at DKNG. This one has been very active. This is down 4.9 today after a nice run up here over the last couple of days. I think this is worth watching as well, guys. Maybe as a possible here. I'm going to put it on there. And MGM not looking so great pre-market wise. I'm sure it's gonna get better. Down 4.6. The rest of these are gonna be down, just like with the overall market. I don't think there's any specific news to any of these. Nor correct me if I'm wrong. So we're not gonna
No, I
spend.
mentioned
Yeah.
in the market pulse. I kind of went over why the
Hmm.
banks are getting hit, but yeah.
Hmm. For the banks, I'm gonna probably watch. Let me see, Citigroup down 4%, 398. Bank of America, so okay. How about West Fargo? I like this one. Usually I like West Fargo, but you know what? Citigroup looks good today. I'm gonna put Citigroup as my banking stock to watch. We'll fine tune that in a second. And then for the tech sector, we have Apple. Apple's great pre-market action, guys. Incredible volume, down nicely. I think we have to definitely look at Apple this morning. Let's take a look at Facebook. What do we have there? They look good, but I don't, Facebook is a hit and miss for me. Nvidia is so okay. I like Apple better right now on their daily, but I do like Nvidia. If it loses this year, it could be interesting. So we'll throw it on here. All right, guys. Again, a lot on here. We can't go through all of that. It's just too much to go through. It's going to be even more populating as stocks start hitting over that 100,000. Norm, what do you like this morning from what we have? I know it's a lot on the list today.
Yeah, I'll just be picking from here.
Yeah.
I'll wait a little bit longer until we get closer to the open to see which ones are really getting volume and smooth patterns. I do like Apple.
Mm-hmm.
Roku has potential. Roku's not on our gappers because it doesn't have enough volume and the gap's not quite large enough, but it's
Mm-hmm.
sitting there with 1.9. It's up
It's up.
1.9%, and
Yeah.
that's actually 73,000 shares on Roku pre-market is a pretty good amount of
Mm-hmm.
shares. So it's been pretty choppy recently since it had that kind of breakout in late August, early September. It's been kind of quiet, but I'll have my eye on this. So the one thing I did want to say, and I didn't get into it when we were talking about Nikola, because I've mentioned it before, and I really don't want to bore people with this. I won't be touching this. First of all, you say there's no shares for short, correct?
Mm-hmm.
That's a knock against it to begin with. But my real
Yes.
issue here is this looks more and more shady, and you have people stepping down. The chance of this thing going into something like a T12 halt, like LK did gets higher and higher. And I, even if I'm on the right side of a trade, I don't want my capital locked up for months potentially. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
not
Yeah.
worth it. Be
I
very
I
careful in
I
that.
agree.
If you
Mm-hmm.
do, you we manage risk in terms of dollar amounts whenever we trade. You also have to manage your risk of potential things like a halt. If you're scalping it, your risk is reduced. If you're in an all day trend trade, you're exposing yourself for longer and longer periods of time for something to happen. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm not giving any advice or anything like that. I'm just saying be careful.
Yes. Yeah. Be careful because the risk of tying up that buying power that could really suck big time. All right, guys, we got a very nice list here already. Let's see what you guys have this morning for us. Let's start with we have Chris. Chris MC here has BA. Let's look at BA. BA, I'm sure with the rest of the airlines are taking a hit as well. They're down nicely also. I love their daily. They're sitting right at the area of support, so it could be interesting on here. I'm not going to watch all these airline stocks, but we'll put BA on here as well. We'll fine tune this when we come back and see what we're going to keep. I see a lot of people throwing out WKHS. Let's see what's going on there. So at the moment, they are just breaking even. They were down, now heading into the green, back into the red. Right now, so far, 736. Their daily does look amazing, guys. I do see that has been very strong over the last couple of days and doing well today. So yeah, we can take a look at this one, WKHS. We'll throw that on there. Some good volume. Was down, be flat right now. All-time high. Yeah, all-time high, guys. This thing has been ripping nicely. I mean, just in June, they were sitting at $2. That's incredible. Roku's on our list. So again, mentioned on both chats. This one is didn't have the volume to be on the scanners, but it's looking good. I like what I'm seeing there. So we'll see what happens out of that. GM might take a dive. Yeah, GM, it doesn't trade all that great for GM. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it's just look at the pre-market, guys. It's just not clean, right? And a day like today, you have so many other stocks that are going to be moving. So you want to have room for those. JP Morgan is by Dave from Connecticut. This one here, this one actually looks better than Citigroup. I agree with you. I like JP Morgan quite a bit. I'm gonna throw JP Morgan on here and I will fine tune that. But JP Morgan does look good. Nice drop here, good volume, down 4.3. And we lost the area of support a long time ago. We're coming up to the next one down here. So we'll see what happens there. Workhorse we have. Let's see what on here. Nikola should not be on our list. Yeah, we might take that one off. But you know what, guys? It is active. You can't catch some opportunities, like Norm said, if you're scalping it quick. And you also gotta manage not to take a big size on this if you're going to trade it. But again, we're not telling you not to trade it. It is a stock in play. You got to make that decision for yourself on how you manage your risk, but just be aware of what can happen. LK, it's, one thing, yeah. So people saying that they think of LK when they look at NKLA. I agree, exactly agree. That's exactly what Norm mentioned last week as well. Setting down here, William L giving us GNUS. What do we have here? GNUS. No, no, guys, this is not our style of trading. So I'm gonna skip on this one. It's really all over the place, more of a penny
Garbage.
stock. Yeah, we're gonna skip on that one. INO, I thought we had INO here. Yeah, we do have INO here. The daily looks amazing. One of the stocks is on the green side today, while everything else is down. So definitely want to keep an eye on that. Let's take a look down. PIC. I never heard of this one. PIC. PIC. Looks like a low flow stock, and I'm not liking the daily neither. Let's check the flow. 22, barely getting over that 20 million shares flow. Again, I don't like the daily here. It's very active. 1.3 is up 2.7. But I don't like this at all at the moment. So again, a day like today, if this was one of the five stocks that were all gapping up or down, this will be on our list to see what happens. But a day like today, this is not going to make the
This
list.
is a shell company for
It
a
is.
SPAC. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so not one we want to watch. ONTX penny stock guys, so under $1, not trading well at all. So not something we really focus on when we're looking for a gappers list. All right, let's take a few from YouTube. Walmart, RKT. Next, Walmart. Let's see here. Walmart's not doing all that much right now. Just kind of hanging out here compared to everything else that's up or down. This is pretty flat. It's got some volume on it. It's got some potential to go either way, bounce from here or drop. But for the most part, I'm not seeing anything out of extraordinary on this one or something that I like. RKT, same situation. Pre-market is pretty flat right now, down 3.1. The pre-market action is not all that great compared to everything else we have on this list. I do like the daily possible loss of this area here of 22. We're losing that now. Can we drop more down to 19, 18? Possibly, right? So we'll be looking for this one in our scanners. We do have shares for sure, which is great. Just be on the lookout for those first 10, 15 minutes out of the stock. They usually do not trade all that well. Let's take a look here. What else, guys? RKT. What else we have? Bank of America. The banking stocks are in play today, guys. JP Morgan and Citigroup look very good. Bank of America doesn't trade all that well. It's probably one of my least favorite out of all the banking stocks. I even like West Fargo better than this one, WFC. But again, all the banking stocks are down like this today. Pick the one you like the most, the one that you have traded in the past and you have had some success in. But Bank of America is not one of them. I like Citigroup. I like their day looks great right now. Look at these drops. And JP Morgan also looks really good. Look at the drop leading these levels here with some good volume. So, but again, they're all in play. They're all probably going to be moving together. Take the one that you like the most. Let's look at AMD. AMD, I like Apple right now for these type of stocks. I think Nvidia and Apple. Actually looks like AMD. So I could probably trade AMD for, yeah, I could do that because we could switch Nvidia for AMD. I'll throw AMD here. But Apple looks really good today, guys. That's what we're going to have on my main list this morning. Let's take a look. Please don't spam the chat. I will not look at your ticker, but I'll look at this one. ILMN. Not a whole lot of volume. I do not like the daily. I do not like what I'm seeing here. It does not trade very well. It looks almost like a low flow stock. The spread is
Got a
not
dollar
great.
fifty spread.
Yeah, yeah, we're not going to look at this. So again, this does not look great, guys, at all. Be careful with something like this. We talk about having a very bad spread and how that can hurt you. Save, similar to all the airlines, Save has probably less volume than the rest, but this is also very active, guys. But again, you can watch any of the airlines that you like trading today. They're all in play. American Airlines has the most volume. UAL, I have it there because I personally love the way that one trades. All right, guys, let's head over to announcements. We'll come back and we'll start fine tuning this list. We have a lot on here, so we have a lot to do today.
I apologize, guys. We got messed up with the announcement. So this is last week's. We'll go over what's going on this week on it, though. So Brian's swing trade discussion is generally Monday afternoons at 2:30. He's been in the closing bell show every day. So we will hopefully see him today and talk about some swing trade ideas. Then tonight you've got Carlos's live onboarding class. It's every Monday night at 8 p.m. live. Tuesday, Thursday, Eamon's trade reviews at noon, psychology webinars Tuesday night, success webinars Wednesday nights, usually at 8 p.m. And then I mentioned the closing bell show Monday through Thursday, 3:30 to 4:15 p.m. with Peter, Mike, and often Brian. So this week, guys, we have got Andrew doing Success Webinar, 8 p.m. Wednesday night. This is going to be live streamed on YouTube. So give you a taste of what our Success Webinars are like. We have guests. We have our own moderators. Sometimes we have members doing presentations on different ideas about trading, tax stuff. I mean, a wide range of topics. This week, Andrew is going to be talking about trading momentum one way at the open. 1 minute opening range breakdowns. So it should be a very interesting conversation. Like I said, that'll be on YouTube. And then this week we've got Mike doing his module 3 tomorrow night, 8 p.m. The importance of discipline in trading, possibly the most important part of trading. All right. iPhone each and every week, guys, we are giving away. So we will go over the rules here on the member trade of the day and member trade of the week. So every day, mark up in your post your best trade on Twitter, tag at Bearable Traders, at Mike B_BBT, and at Norm BBT. Use hashtag BBT Family, hashtag Daytrading, hashtag Stock Market in that as well. When you mark it up, what I'm saying is, mark your entries and exits, what your thought process was, your strategy, your signals, all that info. The clearer the picture, the clearer the thought process description, the better chance you have of winning. We'll be announcing that. Mike will be announcing that every day on the Closing Bell Show and on Twitter. Then at the end of the week, over the weekend, we all choose the best trade from the week. We announce that Monday in the Closing Bell Show. That person will have the opportunity. If they do a couple of additional things, which if they share their trade book and recap their trade book of the strategy and recap of the trade using DAS replay feature, which if you don't have, we will loan a version of DAS to you to be able to do that. That's when you can get the latest and greatest iPhone sent your way. If you're watching us on YouTube and haven't been in the chat, you would like to try it out, you can use the promo code PREMARKET24. That'll give you a discount off the intro membership price. That's 7 days in the chat room, 7 days, calendar days, 5 trading days in the chat. Includes Carlos's onboarding class that I mentioned a few minutes ago. Does not auto renew or turn into any other kind of membership. Hey, good morning, Dr. Katz.
Good morning, Norm. How are you today?
I'm great. I'm great.
Good. So today on Mindful Monday, I wanted just to continue along on a few key ingredients that I think make up a really good trading psychology. Last week, we focused a lot on the issue of planning and the importance of planning. A couple of other key ingredients that I mentioned that my good friend and colleague, Dr. Brett Steenbarger, had mentioned are focus, of course, is hugely important, which is the ability to kind of have laser focus and concentration when you're trading. And another one is the sense of calm, a peaceful, kind of mindful calm, because an excited mindset is often a distraction, and being in the zone and totally absorbed in the task at hand kind of requires a calm mind. So unfortunately, as many of you know, a lot of people report feelings of anger and frustration as big impediments to maintaining this kind of focused and calm approach to trading. And they often ask me, so how do I change these feelings? What do I do to kind of not have these feelings so that I can perform better? And I really think that what we found is that the better question to ask yourself, and I ask people when I'm working with them, is how do I change my thoughts? Because thoughts, we have found, kind of contribute to how we feel. Many years ago, early in psychology, it was all about the unconscious and kind of more psychodynamic Freudian psychology. And then a psychologist in the 80s, Aaron Beck, started what we've come to know as cognitive behavior therapy, which is the basic premise is that your thoughts create the feelings that you have. And really, what we need to do to feel better very often is to argue, so to speak, your way to new and different thoughts. And you need to think about what specific thoughts are leading you to feel, say, angry or sad or frustrated or anxious. And then the technique is really to kind of argue yourself out of it with reason. And this was been a really revolutionary change in psychology in how we think about, again, thoughts and feelings and behavior. And so I think what people really need to do is just because you feel anxious doesn't mean you can't enter a trade properly, or you need to provide yourself with new constructive thoughts to challenge the negative feelings that you're having. And this is how those emotions will change that you're experiencing. So this helps you to kind of increase your focus and your calm, and don't take the feelings as the end all be all, but try to contradict your feelings with kind of your thoughts, which reframe those feelings in a more positive and constructive way. And I think that becomes really the key. People tend to focus too much on what they're feeling and not the thoughts that contribute it. And very often we're a little skewed in our thinking, which contributes to our feelings. So if you're feeling frustrated because you had a poor trade or two, it's important to sit back, for instance, and say, listen, just because I had a losing trades are an integral, inherent part of trading. It doesn't mean I'm a bad trader. It just means maybe I need to look at the mistakes and correct what I need to do. And that might help you feel less frustrated and less upset and get you on the pathway. So the key is look at what is triggering the emotions, try to create new thoughts around those emotions, and kind of work on that to help yourself gain a greater sense of calm and focus. So that's the Mindful Monday tip of the day.
Excellent talk, Dr. Katz. I know one quick question that I had somebody reach out and ask for if I would throw to you this week. Talking about they trade in a group, and sometimes and this trader that I'm speaking of, I know is a very, very good trader, but some of our members divide up into trading groups, and he's talking about maybe some toxic personalities at times in those, and how outside influence can in toxic outside influence, I guess, whether it be a personal relationship, a wife, a husband, anything like that, how that affects your trading and how to get through working with that. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, that's a very good point. Toxic relationships, which I think we touched upon a few months ago, can really impede not only our mental health, our psychological well-being, but our work performance. What I would suggest is that you really need to assess these relationships and make sure that you spend time off of the trading day kind of addressing these kind of relationships. Sometimes it's thinking through, am I getting a reasonable amount from these relationships? Can I speak to this individual to address kind of my feelings and concerns? What will their response be? Do they kind of now understand, and will their behavior change? But I think actually one needs to take a proactive approach. First step is to thinking through what about this relationship is toxic for you. Then the next step might be addressing that individually with the person. And if you see some significant behavior change, which moves the relationship in a more positive direction, fine. Don't get your hopes up, because you do not have control over how other people act and behave. But what you do have control over is who you allow in your life. And sometimes this can be very difficult, because even in some families, there are very toxic, unhealthy relationships. And some people have to estrange themselves from family members. I'm not saying that that's common or necessary all the time, but in any kind of relationship, if it's more counterproductive, you need to look at what's causing that and then address it, but try to do that off of the workday so it doesn't impede and rear its ugly head while you're trying to focus and concentrate on your trading.
Great. Thank you, sir.
Okay, you guys have a good day.
You got it. Have a great week.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Katz, for that. All right, guys, let's get to it. We have a big list here. I'm going to first fine tune this. Let's start with scanning through it and cutting this down a lot more than what it is right now. So let's start with Oracle. I like Oracle right now because it is up nicely, 4%. Not the best trading stock, but again, they got some good news behind it. Obviously, popping up pretty nice today, 4.5. So I do want to keep this one on deck. Next, we have INO. This one here is dropping back down. Was up nicely here. Now coming back to that previous day close line. I kind of like this one. I'm going to keep it on here. Their daily looks amazing, guys. So they have some potential here to get going if they can stay in the green. Tesla, I'm on the fence on Tesla, guys. I think I want to keep INO instead this morning. Tesla, I'm not sure. NKLA, I think I'm going to take off NKLA again for all the reasons we've been talking about, guys. This stock again, it has all the signs of showing a possible T12 happening. Is that going to happen? Maybe not. It might not even happen at all. But if I have an option to trade something else and not put myself at that possible risk, again, keep saying that because we don't know if it's going to happen. Why not trade something else? There's a lot of stuff that looks great today. So I'm going to remove this one from our list. We have tons of other stuff that I know does not have that type of negative news that can cause havoc. NCLH and CCL, let's compare these two. I do like CCL a little bit better. Even their daily looks a little bit better as well. So I do like that. I'm going to keep CCL this morning. Going to take off NCLH. The good thing is that we have our scanners up. So for example, if NCLH starts going off and we're not seeing that nothing will happen with CCL at the open, we can always switch and keep and watch NCLH. So here, United versus American Airlines. What do we have? American Airlines, very choppy daily here over the last couple of days, obviously. Now we're down 3.3. United, what do we have here? United is I personally like United more, guys, but their pre-market's not looking great. But I'm going to keep them both here for now. I'll make a decision in a second. Citigroup looks good. I love this drop here today. Apple also looks interesting. Nvidia, I'm going to have to take off. It looks great, but Apple, I think, is a little bit better this morning. Bank of America, I'm sorry, not Bank of America. This is BA, Boeing. At the moment, they are okay, but I think I'm gonna put them as a possible. This is a great possible for today. BA can trade very well, but again, we just have to make room. We have so much on here. Workhorse is good, guys. I want to keep this one on here. It's very active this morning, 894 right now. Still wrapping itself around this previous day close line, but just look at the daily. As we mentioned, as someone in our chat will mention that this daily looks amazing. So I want to keep an eye on that. All right, still a long list. Let's look at our possible, see what we can remove from here. BA is good. I think DraftKings is good as well as a possible. Roku is definitely on top of the list of this possible here. JP Morgan is looking better than Citigroup. Yeah, JP Morgan looks good. I'm gonna switch these two. I'm gonna put JP Morgan here instead. I think that one looks better, but I am gonna add Citigroup as a possible. Put that on there. AMD, okay, not great. Kodak, I'm just gonna take off. I'm not gonna waste space with this. Just take this out of here this morning. And then what is the SPY doing? SPY still down 1.4. It's just kind of moving sideways here. Still too many. So let's go through it one more time, see what we can remove from here. Oracle is good. INO is good. Tesla, I am going to, man, this daily looks good though. I don't want to remove that. This daily has some potential here. CCL is good. United Airlines is okay. I'm gonna have to go with American Airlines. So let's remove United, put it down as possible. I don't want to keep it on there just because I personally like it, although it's okay. American Airlines does look better, even with the volume down 3.1. The day looks great. We lost this area of support here. So just seeing, yeah, this looks better. JP Morgan is good, great activity. Apple and Workhorse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Way too many. Let's go. Let's do levels. Let's do levels, and then later we'll decide what else we can take off. All right, Oracle, I like on here. This one will stay on my list. It's up nicely today. It's great activity, great action, good news behind it. They are up 3.9. High of the pre-market, 68, 65, 68. We got a great level of resistance here over this span of 4 days right on here around 61.71, which we're seeing some of that action being tested this morning here, a couple of times, and then the bounce. So 61.70, a great level to have there. That can now be support. That was prior resistance. Your low for the pre-market is sitting here, so marked by 2 days ago's high, so you don't got to mark that down. Then highs and lows from the last two trading days and the previous day close got you covered down here. So pretty good in that area. Within this pop, do we have anything within this pop? I do not see anything. We are all-time high as well. Yes, we are hitting all-time high on Oracle. So there's nothing in between here, guys. So we can look at the pre-market action, see if we have any action in here. But really, this volume here, I don't want to put too much weight on this type of volume, right? There's not a lot here. This line, you could see some clear volume here, clear bounce off of that. But here, I'm not gonna put this on. There's nothing clean that has been touched a couple of times. Maybe you have something here around 63.10, right? A couple of bounces off of that. But for the most part, you can't really do levels off of that. So I'll mark 63.10 just for now, just to have that on there. All right, let's head down over to INO. What do we have here? So INO's day looks amazing. We've been bouncing around between the highs and lows from the last couple of days, but the last two trading days, you can clearly see that on there. Right now, slightly above this previous day close, our high of our pre-market exactly at the high of 2 days ago, 2 trading days ago. So that's marked there for you. Towards the bottom, the low of the pre-market over at a 1651, we can mark that down towards the bottom. Then you're covering all these levels we have here, right? Kind of in between of all these highs and lows. And then towards the top, I am going to mark down this 19, well, it seems to be 1986. We have a great area of support here. I mean, what is it, 8-10 days? All bouncing off that 1986. So that could be a good area of resistance if we can break out of the highs from 3 days ago, right? This one here, 1844. So that's a good level. If we can break out of that, 1886 could be a possibility. If we decide to go crazy today, 2180, 85, it's going to be tough to do if the market doesn't give it a little bit of help. But this stock pretty strong this morning. It's trying to stay in the green. Here's Tesla. Again, the pre-market is okay, but their daily does look amazing, guys. So again, we just kind of been winding ourselves up against this level of resistance here where the price action is at right now, 448.50. That's been a tough one to break over the last couple of days. I am going to mark down 461.59. We have another one here at 479.21, and all the way up here near the $500 mark is another great level for Tesla as well. Towards the bottom, guys, plenty of levels, highs and lows from the last two trading days. You also got some good moving averages coming in here as well for Tesla. Let's look at CCL this morning. CCL, they're down nicely. I love their activity right now. 14.25 low of the pre-market. The high sitting at 14.93. Let's mark that down. Look at that low of 14.26. How great that support has been for CCL. Going back into July, going into August, August and July, that support has been amazing for them. So a couple of bounces off of that, major bounces too, right? We bounced off of that and we continue on the opposite direction. Same thing here. So that's a good one there. If we lose that, we have another one, not as strong as this one, this 14.26, but we do have an area of support slightly below here at around 13.56, and then all the way down here, obviously 12.84. But those have not been tested as much as this 14.26. So I'm going to put a lot of weight on that 14.26. We're bouncing somewhat from that in this pre-market as well. Here is American Airlines right now. So American Airlines, what do we have? Low of the pre-market 12.67, which has within this choppiness that we're seeing here, that has been an area of support for this stock. If we lose that, we do have a great level here at 12.09. In between here, you got a couple of levels, but they're not major levels like this 12.09, right? Clearly that 12.67, look at how many times that has been tested, right? That's a strong level for this stock. 12.09, same thing. Look how many times this thing has been tested. Look at the resistance after it was support. So that's a good one. In between here, you're not going to see anything great. If you mark anything on there, it might be a minor support resistance. Might not be anything that is going to be that strong. So watch how much weight you put into that level. 11.20, definitely a big level for American Airlines. You can see it on here. A couple of days bouncing off of that and then changing directions nicely. As far as the upside, we do have plenty of highs and lows in here. Previous day close. I don't think you need to add anything more to the upside there. Let's head down to JP Morgan. This one right now down nicely, 3.9. Low of the pre-market, 93.18. Right now, The high of the pre-market pretty close to the low of Friday on here. Yeah, slightly below that, 97.22 to be exact. And then in between this gap, we get a nice big gap here because this 97.22 was also a great area of support for this stock. We lost it here for a couple of days, but similar to the last stock we saw, there was not anything very clean in here as far as levels. So if we look here, yeah, it's very, yeah, I'm not seeing anything great. Maybe a minor area of support resistance 95, 93, but again, I'm not going to put too much weight on that one just yet. Towards the bottom, if we lose this 93 18, we have a level here down at 90 80 if we can really get going towards that side, towards the downside. So that's JP Morgan here. Let's look at Apple. Apple very active. Apple has been taking a nice pretty hit the last couple of weeks here. This great level here at 185, right? So 185, we'll mark that there. And then the low of the pre-market right now sitting at a 103.37. So we're going to mark that down. And then towards the top, guys, oops, I did not mean to put that there. Why did I do that? All right, let's do it again. So again, we have 185. We have the low of the pre-market over at 103.36. And then the high of the pre-market at 105. 105.68. And then above that, guys, highs and lows from the last two trading days pretty much got you covered there on Apple. Here is Workhorse. So let's see. Workhorse towards the bottom, low of the pre-market at 29.12. The high of the pre-market slightly above the previous day close here, sitting at 31.35. So we'll mark that. And that is your all-time high. So again, there's nothing really above that there. As far as levels towards the bottom, highs and lows from the last two trading days, creating a nice area of support and resistance as this thing continues to climb up after small consolidations. It just keeps pushing higher. So they are trying to stay green. They were down quite a bit this morning, down at 29.22. Found a way to climb out of this, now in the green. Let's see if they can go back and test that 31.34. But I really like Workhorse, the way this pre-market is building up here. The volume is good, and they're pretty strong today with a red market for the most part. All right, let's look at this one more time. So we have Oracle, it's good. I like, we got some good activity out of that one. Tesla moving sideways. I think I'm going to put Tesla down just to shorten my list. We'll bring Tesla over here to a possible, make a little space here. All right, get rid of this. So we have Oracle, I is good. CCL, American Airlines, JP Morgan, Apple, and Workhorse. Yeah, I think we have a decent list. And again, our possibles list can also be good as we get closer to 9:30. We can also fine tune this list a little bit better. All right, guys, let's check what our moderators have this morning. Let's look at the moderators lineup today and what we have right over here. Here we go. So we have John. He's coming in with his high of day breakouts, and top watch list for that is going to be ZM, Zoom, and Roku. Eamon is looking at Oracle, INO, Plug. Secondary list is Zoom, mRNA, and Neo. Tiffany has INO, Workhorse. Secondary list Tesla, CCL, JP Morgan. Mike is looking at his high of day breakout scanners. And he has Roku on his secondary list. Brian has INO, Workhorse, DKNG, NKLA, FSLY, and also VR and E for fun, which usually means that is a riskier stock than he's used to watching. So be very careful with that one this morning. You can see it right on here. So Norm, anything that you like on your list this morning?
Oh man, I think pretty much you guys have covered it. Apple, I've got on mine. Looks interesting. So other than that, I mean, what you guys mentioned, and I've got Apple. That's kind of Roku potentially. So we'll see.
All right. Excellent. All right, guys. That will do it for us. Thank you for joining us this morning as we get ready to start another week. If you're an intro member and you're joining me tonight for the onboarding class, make sure to download the Trade Ideas 14-day trial. Very important to be able to do both the chat room and that at the same time. Is completely free. They're not going to sign you up for anything. So this way you can follow through some of the stuff you're going to be watching in the chat room throughout this week. Also, we have tons of videos that you can look at in regards to how to use the platform. So give it a shot. Again, the 14-day trial, go to our website, go over to trading, go down to the simulator, and you can download that 14-day trial. And I'll see you tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern time for the onboarding class. And our lifetime members or any members that have joined, we'll see you tonight. With that said, we got a few more before we log off here. We have Jared. He's coming in with Apple. He's looking at the financial sector as well because, again, Bank of America, all the banking stocks are in play today. Thor is watching INO, Oracle, Delta, and also AMD this morning. So thank you so much, guys. We will check you tomorrow at tonight for the onboarding class and tomorrow again at 8:30. Take care, guys, and trade safe.
Take care, guys. Trade safe.